UTPA women's basketball is heading to its first postseason tournament. We have full coverage. UTPA baseball flashed some serious leather over the last week, including one of the rarest defensive feats in sports. You do not want to miss this. And UTPA men's tennis has only one player back from last year. We get to know the veteran sophomore, Juan Cruz Soria. This is Bronc Country. Hey everyone, and welcome to Bronc Country. I'm Jonah Goldberg. The University of Texas Pan American women's basketball team has made a habit of making history this season. The Broncs entered the Western Athletic Conference tournament as the number 3 seed with just 2 conference tournament wins in program history, and not in the same year. Well, as the Broncs have been saying all year long, time to make a change. Opening round, Broncs facing 6th-seeded Kansas City. Time for a flashback. Just 4 days prior, the Broncs closed the season with a double overtime victory at Kansas City on this Troy Swain buzzer beater. Back to the present, Broncs trying to beat the Rouge for the 3rd time this season, and Swain brought it again. Got the assist on that push layup, and then buries the 3. 3 Broncs reached double figures in this game. Shawntae Goff tied for the lead with 17 points. Brittany Bush also had 17 points. Tanisha Walker was also huge, knocking down a pair of 3s and then finding space for this jumper. Broncs win 61-50. Heck of a game for Bush on both ends, approaching a double-double with 7 rebounds. She also had 2 blocks to move into 4th place in program history and break the program record for blocks by a player to play 2 seasons or less at UTPA, now with 79.
Well, I thought it was a hard-played game. Both teams played really good defense. Both teams just played hard. Compliments to Coach Freeze, Marcia, and her group. I tell you, excuse me, I like their team. They do a lot of good stuff inside. They got a good game plan, and we just happened to hit some shots the second half.
After a day off, it's time for the semifinals. Broncs facing 2nd-seeded Bakersfield. Bit of a back-and-forth game early. Raquel Preston puts the Broncs up 3-2. Then Shawntae Goff makes it 5-3. Now the Broncs are down 12-10 when Preston ties the game. The Roadrunners push their lead out to 10 with 8.5 minutes left, but after some free throws, Tanisha Walker from downtown, 5-point game. A couple of minutes later, Jazé has the right stuff, 4-point game. Move ahead again, Goff, good in the foul. She makes it a 2-point game. Now the Broncs are down 4 again, but Swain makes the jumper. Hildebjørg Karchensdottir ties the game, and then Goff gives the Broncs the lead, 43-41 going into the locker room. Second half, 8 minutes left, Broncs down 12. Brittany Bush has been fairly quiet so far. Not anymore. Makes it a 10-point game. Plenty more from her in a little bit. Next possession, look at the freshman, Stephanie Onyeje. Then it's Goff's turn, Broncs within 6. Now it's an 8-point game when Tiandra Nolan connects not once, but twice. Then it's Swain's turn again, 2-point game. 3 minutes left, Broncs down 70-66, but the runners are about to get bushwhacked. Not once, not twice, but thrice. The Broncs take a 72-70 lead, go on to win 76-70. Bush scored 10 of her 12 points in the final 10 minutes of the game. How about Goff picking up her first career double-double? 14 points to go with the career-high tying 11 rebounds. Karchensdottir and Walker also in double figures with 10 each.
I have to give women's basketball a lot of credit. We've never been here before. This is uncharted waters. And for these young ladies to step up like they did, and it's like Brittany Bush hit some key baskets down the stretch and was on the bench with 4 minutes into the game with 2 fouls and then had to sit down again quick. But you never know when your time's going to come.
So on to the WAC Tournament Championship game. Broncs facing top-seeded New Mexico State. The Broncs got off to a pretty good start, going up 3-0 on this Shante Goff layup. Then, down 8-3, Tanisha Walker connects from downtown to make it a 2-point game. Now it's 16-8 when Goff dials up long distance as well. But the Aggies shot 69% in the first half, while hitting 8 of their first 10 attempts from behind the arc to beat the Broncs 70-52. Broncs played impressive defense in the second half, holding the Aggies to just 4 of 23 shooting. That's 17%, folks. The Broncs actually outscored the Aggies in the second half as well. Senior Shazay Wright had a career day from the foul line, going 9 for 10 for 15 points. Career high tying 8 rebounds as well. Goff earned all tournament team honors after averaging 14 points per game.
You got to give credit to New Mexico State. They did a great job. They shot the ball well. They shot 70% in the first half. We tried some different things on. We tried to zone. We tried to man, and they just did a good job of finding an open person. They moved the ball well, and you got to give them credit.
Despite the loss, the Broncs are still headed to their first postseason tournament in program history after accepting a spot in the 6th Annual Women's Basketball Invitational. The WBI is a 4-round, 16-team bracketed tournament. You can see the Broncs' first-round opponent, location, date, and time, as well as potential future opponents on your screen. For more information, you can visit UTPABroncs.com.
The postseason is something very, very special. There's less than 140 teams that go to the postseason out of a possible 350. So we feel very fortunate, very, very happy to be going to the postseason. And this is the first time postseason in the history of women's basketball at UTPA.
As for UTPA men's basketball, they also faced off against Kansas City in the quarterfinals and had an early lead. Janari Josar connects from downtown to make it 3-0. And then Shaq Hines puts the Broncs up 5-2. Now we're tied at 5 when Dan Kamasa lays it in not once, but twice. Everett Osborne follows with a jumper. Broncs up 11-5. Now it's 11-7 when Hines connects. And then Elijah Watson makes it an 8-point game here. And then a 9-point game by converting this 3-point play. The Broncs are up 18-9 midway through the first half, but the Kangaroos come back to beat the Broncs 70-61. 4 Broncs reached double figures in scoring, led by senior Shaq Boga, who scored 14 points with 5 assists and 4 rebounds in his final game. Osborne scored 11 with a career-high 3 steals. Double-double number 5 for Kamasa. Hines almost had a double-double himself, finishing with 10 and 8.
I thought we competed, played well. I mean, you know, statistically, it's a fairly even game, except they made 7 threes, we made 4, and they made a couple more free throws than us. But just tough game.
It was kind of was rushing things at first, but settled down a little bit. But it was, like Coach said, it was tough losing our best player. You know what I'm saying? They game plan for him. We try to get him the ball, get open threes. That opens the floor for us and gets everybody else going. So it's a tough blow.
UTPA baseball with its final non-conference weekend of the season. And boy, do we have some highlights to show you. Coming up on Bronc Country, some offense, some pitching, and some serious defense.
We will work our minds, raise our hands, and search for the answers. We will study the stars, learn to speak each other's languages, and hear each other's songs. We will make each tomorrow brighter, more prosperous, and completely new. We cannot predict the future, but we can and will build it. We will come together. The University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. New opportunities for the 21st century.
The University of Texas Pan American baseball team dealt with a pair of weather postponements that gave them a little more than a week off. But last week, the Broncs were back to business. Visiting 4th-ranked and undefeated Texas A&M pick it up in the third. Broncs already down 2-0, 2 on, 2 out, and that's trouble. No, that's Logan Landon. Let's take another look as Landon saves 2 runs. So how often do you see a guy make a great defensive play and then he comes to the plate in the next half inning? Landon with the single, he finished 4 for 4. Then, during the next at bat, Landon's off. Stolen base. Next, a wild pitch. Landon to third. Victor Garcia Jr. had a big week, and it starts here. Fly ball to center. That gets Landon home. The Broncs are within 2-1, but the Aggies go on to win 4-1. Next day, scoreless in the second. 2 on for Cole Longcar, who delivers. Corey Davis scores from second. Broncs up 1-0. On to the 5th. Same score. Who else but Landon at second with 2 outs when Garcia comes through. Landon scores. 2-0 Broncs. Next inning. Bases loaded, 1 out for Manny Laredo. Look at the freshman continuing to rake. Davis scores. Broncs go up 3-0. But the Aggies come back to beat the Broncs 4-3 in 11 innings. The Broncs were not only the first team to force extra innings against the Aggies this season, but the first to force them to bat in the bottom of the 9th. Broncs home for their final non-conference weekend, hosting Arlington Baptist. Pick it up in the second, and Victor Garcia Jr. destroys that baseball. Second home run of the season, Broncs up 1-0. An inning later, Broncs up 2-0. Bases loaded, and look who's up. You already had the boom, so this must be the clap. A double for Garcia, drives in 2, Broncs up 4-0. Next batter, Jesus Garcia, Yahtzee. That brings home Vic. Broncs up 5-0. Next inning, Jacob Huckabee brings home 2. Broncs up 7-1. On to the 5th. The Broncs are up 9-1 when Logan Landon comes up with 2 on and 2 out, and he unloads. Nobody can get this guy out. Second home run, Broncs up 12-1. Move ahead to the 7th. With the Broncs up by more than 10, Blake English is just 3 outs away from a complete game victory. Cody Wheel, swinging. Josh Etherly, just looking. And then Ryan Wagley, gone fishing. Broncs win, 12-1.
Coming from this week at Texas A&M, we saw a lot of guys that were sitting like low 90s, a lot of velocity. And coming here today, we knew that we weren't going to see the same kind of velocity.
I made some good pitches. I made some bad pitches. You know, I got away with. But, you know, luckily my defense was there to help me out, turning double plays up the middle. Mercer over here at third, turning double plays. Cole and Corey in right field, you know, running down balls.
Well, I think we got some key hits at key times. You know, we had men on base. We got the hits. Then, obviously, Logan's home run with a couple of men on base. It's not how many hits you get. It's really a matter of when you get them. A runner at second base with 2 outs and you can drive him in with a base hit. It's worth a lot more than 2 outs and you're up by 5 runs and you get a base hit. So timely hitting is what really did it for us today.
Game 2, scoreless in the third when Jesus Garcia lifts a fly ball to right. That brings home Edgar Cordon from third. Broncs up 1-0. Next batter, Logan Landon to short, and he beats it out. Isaac Gonzalez scores. Broncs up 2-0. Top of the 5th, game tied at 2. Arlington Baptist trying to change that, but Logan Landon with the ridiculous catch. Let's take another look. Landon reaches over the wall and pulls back a home run to keep the game tied. Bottom of the inning, Victor Garcia Jr. hits a fly ball to left. That scores Jacob Huckabee. Broncs by 1. Now the Broncs are down 1 in the 6th. Bases loaded for Landon. 4-pitch walk. Cordon scores. Tie game. Broncs down 1 in the 7th when Manny Laredo pinch hits and does this. Doubles to right. Garcia comes home, ties the game. Same story in the 8th. Broncs down 1 when Garcia keeps raking. That double brings home Landon. Broncs tie the game, but fall 7-6 in 11 innings.
You know, we came out yesterday with a lot of intensity and we really took it to them. But today, I think we were a little down. We were a little lackadaisical. And it showed. I mean, we didn't hit the ball as well as we did yesterday. We didn't pitch the ball as well as we did yesterday. We didn't play as well defense. And it just goes to show that if you don't come out with intensity, if you don't come out and play hard, any team can come in. And they just wanted it more than we did today.
Today we got outplayed. I thought our energy was really, really bad. We not a whole lot of intensity. And in this game, if you just come out and go through the motions, you're going to get beat. And that's what happened today.
So the Patriots with a little momentum entering the rubber match. But you know what they say, momentum is only as good as your next day's starting pitcher. And Justin Quinones was fantastic. The freshman tossed a 99-pitch complete game shutout, 5 singles, 8 strikeouts, no walks. Only got into 1 jam, and here's that highlight we've been teasing you about. 2 on, nobody out in the 3rd. Brant Roush with a line drive to center. Cole Loncar makes the diving catch. Nathan gets in motion, so Loncar throws to first to double him up. While that's happening, Tyler Brown tags up at 2nd and tries to go to 3rd. And look at that, triple play! Just the 5th triple play in the NCAA this season. So all the Broncs need to do to get Quinones a win is get him a run. Victor Garcia Jr. says, no problem. Continues his torrid weekend with 2 more RBI. Broncs up 2-0. It's 3-0 in the 5th when Jacob Huckabee delivers, brings home Logan Landon. Broncs go up 4-0, go on to win 7-0.
Every pitch was working today. It was just, I had great command. I was getting a lot of ground balls. My defense really helped me out a lot. Pitching was the pitches were just on point today, and it felt really good.
The job that our freshman Justin Quinones did today, probably our best pitching performance all year. Complete game shutout, under 100 pitches, right about 100. I don't even know if he walked anybody, but he was outstanding today. So that's probably the biggest thing that stands out.
Here's a look at the WAC standings. The Broncs one of 4 10-win teams in the WAC. As you can see, New Mexico State and Bakersfield got a head start on WAC play over the weekend. Everyone else opens WAC play this weekend. The Broncs get started on the road against defending WAC champion Sacramento State. UTPA men's tennis with just 1 returning player this year. Next on Bronc Country, we meet veteran sophomore Juan Cruz Soria. The UTPA men's tennis team has a lot of new faces this year as they look to improve in year 2 under head coach Brandon Stokes. There is 1 returning player though. Anais Cortez has the story.
Tennis is an individual sport, yet when it comes to college, things change. Similar to the Davis Cup, you get selected to represent your university, and it's no longer about the individual, but about the team.
1, 2, 3, 1, UTPA!
Juan has grown and matured his first year playing for the UTPA men's tennis team and has taken upon himself to become a leader, vocally and by example.
The experience I gained playing last year is really valuable for this semester. For example, like how to react in the matches with the crowd, with the other players, and also teach all the things I learned to my teammates.
Juan has only begun his college-level journey and continues to lay down the foundation he learned as a freshman to his 6 new teammates.
There was still a big transition, a big learning curve from coming in last year and then coming back this year. And we have, our team has more talent on it than what we had last year, which is the idea. That's how we build a program. So we had to welcome new people in and new people who are pushing them for the top spot in the lineup. So we had to go through that, being moved down the lineup and understanding what does that mean. Coach still loves me, coach still believes in me, but we're a team here and it's just not about me. But it's no matter where you're put in the lineup, your responsibility is to earn that point for the team.
Tennis is an individual sport, but here in college it's a team sport. We have to cheer for the other guys, and I think that's like in general what I'm like try to teach them.
Being in the team, it's doing all the things you need to do 24/7 to recover and prepare. So for 12 months out of the year for 4 years, these players do their best to earn that point for the team. Reporting for Bronc Country, I am Anais Cortez.
UTPA women's tennis with a neutral site win in San Antonio over the weekend, 4-2 over Missouri State. The Broncs swept through the doubles point to go up 1-love. Crystal Amsalam and Regan Greenwood picked up singles wins in straight sets, while Natasha Mink had the 3-set clincher.
I think we played well overall. We had a good break before that, so it was nice for us to get back into competition and start off the day strong with doubles and then throughout singles.
UTPA women's soccer will be represented in the Windward Islands Women's Football Championship later this month, as Bronx head coach Glad Bagariou is serving as the head coach of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines national team in the tournament running March 23rd through the 27th. If you want to follow Coach Bagariou's experiences, make sure you check out his blog going up every couple of days at UTPABronx.com. UTPA track and field opening up the outdoor season at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, picking up 6 wins. It all started with the hammer throw, where Javier Cartero and Cristina Santiago Bravo, who are engaged, both picked up wins. On day 2, Robin Gayoso picked up wins in the 800 and 1500 meter runs, while Trey Taylor grabbed a win in the discus and Trevion Williams won the 400 meter dash. Want to help prepare our student athletes for excellence in life? Then join the Bronc Athletic Fund today. You can become a member of the BAF for just $50 a year. All of the proceeds go directly to student athlete scholarships, so visit BroncAthleticFund.com today to see how you can make a meaningful impact on the lives of student athletes. One way you can donate to the Bronc Athletic Fund is by participating in our 9th annual bait fishing tournament, better known as BAIT, on South Padre Island on April 11th. You could be one of 3 teams to win over $5,000 in cash prizes, including a $2,500 grand prize. You could also win a boat valued at more than $30,000 in the raffle. Visit UTPABronx.com/bait for more information.
We will work our minds, raise our hands, and search for the answers. We will study the stars, learn to speak each other's languages, and hear each other's songs. We will make each tomorrow brighter, more prosperous, and completely new. We cannot predict the future, but we can and will build it. We will come together. The University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. New opportunities for the 21st century.
Here's what's coming up for the Bronx. Women's basketball takes part in its first ever postseason tournament with the first round of the Women's Basketball Invitational. Baseball heads to defending WAC champion Sacramento State for a 3-game series before visiting Pacific. Women's tennis heads to its first WAC roundup, facing Grand Canyon and Seattle, along with non-conference matches against Western New Mexico and UTEP. Men's tennis takes a swing through Austin against St. Edwards and number 6 Texas. Track and field is at Texas A&M Kingsville. Men's golf heads to Louisiana Monroe, while women's golf is off to Hawaii. We want to thank you for stamping your passport in Bronc Country this week. Schedule another visit for next week. But until then,
1, 2, 3, go Bronx!
We will work our minds, raise our hands, and search for the answers. We will study the stars, learn to speak each other's languages, and hear each other's songs. We will make each tomorrow brighter, more prosperous, and completely new. We cannot predict the future, but we can and will build it. We will come together. The University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. New opportunities for the 21st century.